The glass walls of Ardent Global's top floor reflected the city like a crown of light, every window glowing with power, money, and certainty. Elena Cross stood alone in the boardroom, arms folded, staring at the red numbers pulsing on the massive digital screen. Billions under management, thousands of employees, headlines calling her the youngest self-made billionaire CEO in the country, and yet, for the first time in her life, she felt unsure. The market had turned savage. A risky acquisition she'd approved was bleeding cash, and the board meeting scheduled for the next morning could decide whether her reign continued or ended. The air smelled of polished marble and pressure. Somewhere behind her, the soft scrape of a mop echoed across the floor. Elena didn't turn at first. The janitor worked late every night, invisible as the reflections in the glass. Then, half out of frustration and half out of arrogance, she smirked and spoke without looking back. "You there," she said coolly. "Since everyone suddenly thinks they're a financial genius, tell me. What would you do with $1 billion right now?" It was meant as a joke, a release of tension, a reminder of hierarchy. The janitor stopped. Silence stretched. Elena turned, expecting an awkward laugh or an apology. Instead, the man, mid-30s, strong build, calm eyes, met her gaze without fear. He rested his hands on the mop handle and said evenly, "I wouldn't ask how to grow it. I'd ask what I'm afraid to lose." The words hit her like a slap. Speechless, Elena felt something crack. No consultant had spoken like that. No banker. No board member. She straightened, irritation mixing with curiosity. "And what does that even mean?" she demanded. The janitor didn't flinch. "It means money only scares people when it's covering a bigger weakness," he replied. "Right now, you're not managing assets. You're managing fear." Elena opened her mouth, then closed it. For a moment, the billionaire CEO and the janitor stood on equal ground, the city humming below them. Against her better judgment, she gestured to a chair. "Sit," she said sharply. He hesitated. "I'm not supposed to, that wasn't a request." He sat. She pulled up the financial dashboard, her tone clipped. "You think you're so insightful? Fine. Tell me what I'm missing." The janitor studied the screen quietly, longer than Elena liked. She was used to instant answers, rapid-fire analysis. Finally, he spoke. "You're overexposed because you're trying to prove something," he said. "You didn't buy that company because it was strong. You bought it because it made you look fearless." Elena's chest tightened. "You don't know anything about me." He nodded. "True. But fear leaves fingerprints." He pointed to the data. "You stacked short-term wins to impress people who already doubted you. Now the market smells desperation." Anger flared, but beneath it was something worse, recognition. "Who are you?" she asked quietly. He exhaled. "Name's Daniel. I used to be a quantitative analyst. Hedge funds. Risk modeling. I walked away. To become a janitor?" The corner of his mouth twitched. "To become free." Elena laughed once, sharp and disbelieving. "You expect me to believe that?" Daniel met her eyes. "You don't have to believe me. Just check your downside exposure if rates spike another point. You'll see the whole." She spun back to the screen, fingers flying across the console. Seconds passed. Then her breath caught. The numbers aligned exactly as he'd said. A hidden vulnerability. A potential collapse. Slowly, she turned. "How did you?" "Because I've made that mistake," Daniel said softly. "And it cost me everything." The room felt smaller now, the glass walls closing in. Elena, the woman who never thanked anyone, whispered, "What would you do?" Daniel stood, picking up his mop. "I'd unwind the position quietly, take the hit now, and stop trying to scare the market into respecting you." Real power doesn't shout. He headed for the door. Panic flickered across her face. "Wait," she said. He paused. "Why are you here?" she asked. He thought for a moment. Because sometimes the best place to hide from the world is where no one looks. He left, the door sliding shut behind him. Elena sank into her chair, heart pounding. For the first time, she wasn't thinking about dominance or legacy. She was thinking about truth. The next morning, she followed his advice. The board never knew how close disaster came. Weeks later, profits stabilized. Confidence returned. But Elena couldn't forget the janitor who'd seen through her in seconds. She searched company records. Found nothing. No resume. No trace. One night, she waited late again. When Daniel appeared, she didn't joke this time. She said, "I owe you." He shrugged. "You listened." "Most don't." She hesitated, then smiled, genuine, rare. "Stay," she said. "Not as a janitor. As an advisor." Daniel considered her, the city lights reflecting in his eyes. "Only if you're ready to hear things you won't like." Elena extended her hand. "That's exactly why I'm asking." And as they shook hands, neither of them noticed the security camera quietly recording the moment that would one day rewrite both their lives. If this story gripped you, inspired you, or made you see power and humility in a new way, don't let it end here. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories where status is challenged, secrets are revealed, and a single moment changes everything. Your support helps us bring these unforgettable narratives to life, so hit subscribe, stay with us, and never miss the next story that could change how you see the world.